In our training scenario, let's assume that 6434 Landis Avenue has just sold, and as the listing agent, you can enter that property, click on the For Sale menu, and you can update some of the main pieces of information by changing the Zada listing status to sold. You can enter in the price that it was sold. Let's say it was sold for $505,000, and you can enter in the date it was sold, which let's say was today. Now, if you also go to configure a Zada listing, if we remember in our previous training video, one of the documents that we chose not to share during the marketing process was the HOA documents. But now, I can now use the same configuration to add more information if I want, to use as a mechanism to copy and transfer all this rich information to the new buyer so that they can manage their home moving forward. So all you have to do is enter in the buyer's information, enter in the buyer's email address, confirm their email address, and now you have two choices on who pays the fee to have this information. One is the buyer can choose it. So Amy Hill, prior to getting all this data, will be presented with billing information for her to enter in her billing, to enter in the information to pay the fee. Or you could provide this as a closing gift where your account would actually be billed for that, and then you get the online branding associated with all that information. And that's what we're going to do in this scenario. And all you have to do is hit copy and transfer the Zada listing to the buyer. Now the new buyer gets an email from HomeZada that's co-branded with all of the agent's name, contact information, and broker information, informing them of the property that they just bought, and all they have to do is click on the blue link here to accept their Zada listing data and create their own consumer account. The link takes them to a consumer sign-up page where all they have to do is enter in their own password for their own consumer account and click on the blue button. Now the new client has entered in their homeowner account to manage all of their information about their home moving forward. So you can see here we're on the main dashboard page where there's a main thumbnail of the main picture of the house. But over in the upper right-hand corner, the agent's branding ad is displayed to this new buyer every time they use HomeZada to manage their home moving forward. You can also see that HomeZada has a news feed of various notices and recommendations over things that they need to do to help maintain the home. And from here, the user can click on the actual home to look at some of the details. And you can see that all of the previous photos have been transferred, and perhaps even more importantly, if you look at all the documents that have been transferred over, including that HOA set of documents, that was a new document that we chose to transfer to the new buyer that we chose not to share during the marketing process. If the client now goes back to inventory, think about all those photos of all those fixed assets that are now useful for them as it relates to managing the house. If the client ever has maintenance issues on any of the appliances or finishes or cooktops or anything in the house, all of those photos are all there for the client to actually manage. Plus, they can use HomeZada's home inventory to actually create new inventory items to manage their home inventory insurance for all of their personal contents when they move in from the home. If they click on the Maintenance tab, if you recall that HomeZada pre-populates the common list of maintenance tasks, now the user can just go to the to-do calendar, and if we scroll through a few months, you can see that all the to-dos of the common things that most homeowners forget to do or don't even know are automatically pre-built for them on a calendar that's going to remind them of the things that they need to do to actually maintain their home to keep it safe, healthy, and operating efficiently. This client now may have their own desires of managing home improvement projects. They have the previous home improvement project that was highlighted in the previous Zada listing, but now they can go and create their own new projects as they manage those moving forward. So as you can see, the new homeowner has a wealth of information that they can actually use to manage their largest asset moving forward, and the agent continues to maintain that loyalty and brand relationship with that new client for the value of all the data that was provided. Now we're back in the agent's HomeZada professional account where you can see the Landis Avenue property has been transferred. And the benefit for agents using the HomeZada platform over time is you start to build a knowledge base over not only the previous homes, but of the neighborhood where you've gone off and created a Zada listing that can become valuable for you in the future. In addition, you can go to the Zada listings menu at the top, and there's a series of dashboards where here you can see all the Zada listings that you've published in terms of the date and the list and the sold price. For the ones that are currently out and in the for sale status, We also give you a dashboard that gives you web traffic in terms of unique visitors, page views, leads sent. And then for the ones that you've actually transferred to those buyers, you can see the first entry here is the Landis property that we transferred to Amy. And you can actually choose whether you want to renew your branding ad year after year after year to stay present with that client after the initial first year. So thank you for watching the video on how to copy and transfer a Zada listing to your buyer.